Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Dylan Talk Sports. My name is Dylan. In today's video, what I'm going to be doing is I'm a Cavs fan. I'm going to recap in the Cleveland Cavaliers versus the Boston Celtics series. The Cavaliers got defeated in a 4-1 7-game series. They got basically gentlemen sweep. I predicted the Cavs were going to lose in 5 games back whenever I made my full NBA playoff prediction. So was I surprised the Cavs got beat like this? Not really. Was I hoping they could possibly maybe push to 6? Maybe got a miracle happen, they got to 7 games, I would have been ecstatic. But they went 5 games, and one thing that we do need to talk about is there is a lot of drama, and I mean a lot of drama coming out of the series once the game ended about Donovan Mitchell. Where is he going to go? Could they trade some players? The coach being fired, the general manager being fired. There's a lot of drama. I'm going to save all that for another video. What this video is going to be is kind of me just kind of talk about the series, talk about kind of how he played, how the team did the season, and then kind of just what the team should be feeling after the series is over, because some people said this season was a failure, the season was horrible. I'm not gonna lie, this was a pretty good season. But like I said, I'm gonna kind of give my opinion, just a recap of the entire series and just the entire playoffs and the entire regular season of kind of how the Cavs did. Was this a good season, bad season, and just give my opinion. But without further ado, I'm gonna get straight into this. So if you're going to enjoy, as always, make sure you go and drop a like on today's video. Be very much appreciated if you do so. But without further ado, let's get into it. Now, as you can see on screens here, we have the Game 5 final score, 98-113. It was a tough battle. Here's what I'm going to say about this game. Every single game, barring the very first game, we looked like we had a shot to win them. So kind of coming away with it, I looked at the games, and I was kind of saying after that Game 2 win, we were 1-1. Oh my God. We could possibly steal Game 3 or Game 4 at home, and we could maybe, if we could at least push the 2-2, this series would be very interesting. Everything started going downhill. Jared Allen, he went down in the Orlando Magic series. He did not play at all in this Boston Celtics series. There's been reports saying that he possibly could have played. He was getting better. Some people said doctors tried to talk to him about like hitting him up with some like basically like a medicine to kind of like inject into his ribs to make the like numb the ribs pain, so he didn't feel any of the pain and he could just play through it. He declined it. He didn't want to go through with it. Caris LeVert, he got hurt. He ended up going down for Game 5, and Donovan Mitchell, we all know he had the calf strain. He was down for Game 4 and Game 5. I think also realistically, I think he saw the series as, if we win Game 4 without me, I will come back. I will probably have to be out for Game 5 still, but then I would 100% be back for Game 6. With them not winning Game 4, and then the way they looked there in Game 5, I think with them losing the game, he pretty much knew, yeah, there was no point in me even playing Game 5, and I wasn't going to be back for Game 6. Now, quick little kind of looking at the box score, I want to point out something for all of you that is very, very important. When you look at this box score, what kind of stands out with the Cleveland Cavaliers? Why is Marcus Morris Sr., the man that came to our team in like what, March, April? When did we sign him? And he was our leading scorer with 25 points off the bench. The man goes 5 of 6, and like, he's not even our lead 3-point shooter. Sam Merrill gave some solid minutes. Yang, for God's sakes, can we get rid of him? Like, when you look at the starters, Max Strus gave you 45 minutes out of 48 minutes, and he only got you 12 points. Now, I realize some of the shots he was taking were some big time shots, but then it was like, as the game kind of went on, he started to kind of lose his confidence as got into the second half. Okoro got into early foul trouble, so he couldn't really play that much. Evan Mobley, he was like the only thing that kind of was person that was trying alongside Marcus Morris Sr. We need to talk about Darius Garland. Darius Garland, I'm sorry, I don't know what to think. There are some people that say he needs to be traded. There's some people that say he needs to be cut. And some people who say, oh, give him a chance. He'll come back next season. He'll be great. I don't know how to feel about Darius Garland, because here's the thing with the Cavaliers. There are so many times where we have good players and they struggle and they can't really get a rhythm go. We trade them somewhere else and they blossom. And this is one of those circumstances where I was like, I want to keep Garland because I feel like he's going to do that. This year, he had the whole thing where he bulked up a lot of weight. I think they said he put on like 15, 20 pounds. He looked pretty beefed up there at the beginning of the season. He looked good, but then he broke the jaw. He couldn't eat any solid food. He was drinking a lot of food. They say he lost a lot, and I mean a lot of weight through that. So with that happening, he kind of went back to his old self. He probably lost a lot of strength. He was trying to put the weight back on as the season went on, but then as you're playing the season, it's kind of hard to put on weight and keep that weight when you're constantly playing basketball. The cardio, you're going to be burning a lot of calories. Darius Garland just did not show up in this series, and I'm going to show you how. Right here, as you can see, this is the postseason split stats, 2023-2024 season for the postseason, and you can see right here, this is from all the games from the Magic series all the way here to the Boston Celtics series. And as you can see, Darius Garland, for those of you who do not know, he's the highest paid player on the Cavaliers team this past season. and he only gets you, what, 15 points, 15.7 points? I want to say he's being paid like $39 to $40 million a year. 15.7 points, really, Darius? You kind of go down the list. Donovan Mitchell, he got you his. Now, he started off a little sluggish there in the first couple games in the Orlando Magic series, but then once, like, I guess he got another injection into the knee, and it was like the pain was gone and he was flying. He gave us 50, then he gave us like another 40 something, I want to say. Then he gave us 30 and 30 again. He was just on a roll this series. Evan Mobley says here he got 16 points throughout the entire postseason. He's kind of the average. Here's the thing with Evan Mobley. I think these last 3 games with the Boston Celtics, Evan Mobley showed what we want him to be. It is that he's going to be physical. He's going to back down guys at the rim. And here's the reason why I think it was. With no Jared Allen out there, Evan Mobley had to be the primary dominant big man, and he really did some good things down there. Because usually Jared Allen, he's the big man. He's the one that we rely on to be the defensive anchor, swat shots around. He can get the dunks, get the pick and roll action, go for the alley-oops. This time it was Evan Mobley that had to do it, and he did pretty good this series. As I said, when you kind of look at the entirety of the series, that first game, I almost want to just forget it. The second game was awesome. That was perfect Cavaliers basketball, where the defense was in there and the offense was clicking on all cylinders. 3-point shooters were making their shots, from Dean Wade to you want to name George Yang actually made a shot. Max Strus was hitting his shots. Sam Merrill, Mitchell was on. Garland actually made a couple of shots. But then it's like we came home in game 3. We kind of saw our old selves where the offense could not get going. Game 4, the offense kind of got going, but then we struggled late. I'm going to partially blame the refs on that one. And then game 5, like I said, we had our chances. We were there at the end. It's just like the offense just shut down. Now to kind of wrap it up, here's the 2 things I wanted to talk about. Number 1, why we lost the series. And it's very simple. Us not having Donovan Mitchell in those last 2 games, it hurt us. And at the same time with that, I almost questioned myself, why is it that it just cannot work? Why can't Donovan Mitchell coexist with these guys at the same time whenever it's like there's times where Donovan Mitchell's out there and everybody just cannot score. Nobody can make a basket. But then when Donovan Mitchell isn't out there, the team, they can get the game close. We're right there within the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter. It's a good game within 5 points, sometimes even 3 points. Like, do we need basically just to have Donovan Mitchell not play the entire game until like the last 5 minutes? He'll be 100% healthy. He'll be like full of energy, no stamina loss. He's going to be ready to go, more fresher than all the other guys on the court. And we can just plug him right in there the last 5 minutes when we're down by 5, down by 3, and just say, go take over. Because that's what it seems like this team needs. They need somebody that can just take over in the last 5 minutes. We need a dominant, just hand the ball to him and just go make plays. Because we saw the Boston Celtics do that quite a bit in this series, where whether it was Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown, one of those guys was just, here, take the ball, go make a play. And Donovan Mitchell has showed it plenty of times throughout his Cavalier career in these 2 years he's been here, where it's just hand him the ball and let him go do something. And he can go, whether it's drive to the rack, make a step back 3, whatever it may be. He can just go make plays, go get buckets, and get us the lead. With Donovan Mitchell not there, we had nobody. Isaac Okoro is not really, he can drive to the rack, but he struggles whenever it comes to contact, it seems like. Darius Garland, I don't know what's going on with him this season. His 3-point shot has like just disappeared entirely from his arsenal. Caris LeVert, I would have liked to say he could have been the secondary guy to Donovan Mitchell as just being the guy that can drive the rack, make mid-range shots, but he is like so, like one day he's up here, the next day he's way down here. Like literally one day he can give you 25 points, the next day he's going to give you 2. To kind of wrap it up, here's my final points, and the last thing I want to talk about is how should the Cavs fans be feeling this morning? Or just entirely just feeling throughout the rest of the weeks, throughout as the rest of the NBA teams kind of play, the playoffs finish up, the NBA finals happens in the next couple months. How should we be feeling? I think Cavs fans should be feeling very good. The fact that we got past the first round, that was humongous. We haven't done that since 1993 without LeBron James. We were a very good team this year. Injuries, but that's the thing you got to remember. Injuries hurt us bad. And I realize injuries are part of the game, but if injuries were not there, this team could have been something scary. Like if we look at this playoff series, if Jared Allen was out there, if Donovan Mitchell was out there, and they're both 100% healthy, and I realize the Boston Celtics have some guys injured too, but let's just say they're all healthy as well. I really think, and I'm not saying, I don't think the Cavs would have probably won the series, but this series very well could have won 7. This thing could have very easily went 7. We could have won game 4 with Donovan Mitchell out there. And then even if Boston wins this game 5, I think the Cavs could have went back to Cleveland, won game 6, and we could have came back to Boston and maybe made a close game go in the last final 2 minutes. Maybe Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum maybe makes some magic happen. Donovan Mitchell tries to help keep the game close. Maybe Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum hit the game-winning shot. They still win. But I'm just saying, it would have been a closer series, and we would have been right in there, and everybody wouldn't have been just saying, oh, it's the Cavs. Who cares about the Cavs? No, the Cavs are going to fuck around and try to beat your asses. And that was one of the things I think Charles Barkley, he said on the TNT broadcast, he admired that one thing about the Cavaliers. They're going to fight. Even if they are in no business winning a game and they shouldn't be fighting, they could have won. They could have lost that game by 40. They very could have easily lost that game by 40. No Donovan Mitchell, no Jared Allen, no Caris LeVert, Darius Garland struggling. They could have just put their hands under their asses and just sat there and done nothing. But the fact that they came out there and had that game within 3 points with 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter shows that this team's going to fight. Now, as I said, whenever it comes to all the news about what's going to happen with Donovan Mitchell, could trades happen, free agency, the head coach, JB Bickerstaff, is he going to be fired, not fired? I'm going to leave all that for another video. I'll talk about that later on in a separate video, so stay tuned for that video when it comes out. But like I said, I couldn't be more proud of the Cavaliers. They had a great season, but now we got to go through. It's going to be turmoil. I will say that. It's going to be some turmoil. It's going to be some drama this offseason. We'll have to get through it. But I'm looking forward to next season. I think it's going to be a fun season next season. But without further ado, I'm going to wrap it up there. Hopefully you guys did go and enjoy today's video. If you did enjoy, as always, make sure you go and drop a like on today's video. Be very much appreciative to do so. If you wanted to watch the entirety of today's video, thank you very much. And like I said, if you have a different opinion, do you think the Cavs could have won the series if they had everybody there? Like I said, I think if they had everybody there, it would have been a much more interesting series. If you disagree with any of my points or agree with any of my points and you want to leave your complete opinion down in the comment section down below, feel free to do so. Like I said, if you're a Cavs fan or a Celtics fan and you want to just talk about it, I'll be more than welcome to chat with you guys. If you're a fan of the content that I do post here and you want to go and hit that big red subscribe button, feel free to do so. And don't forget to hit that little notification bell to be notified the second I post. But without further ado, this has been Don't Talk Sports. Have a great day. Peace.